Morning students, today we are going to see in Unit 2 map reading. Now we are going to see the introduction part. So the map will give a clear understanding of geographical locations and physiographic features like mountain, plateau, plain and water features like river, lake, ocean, etc. and cultural features such as road, settlement, etc. So for example, if we are taking a Google map and we are searching for a particular destiny, particular location, it will say the nearest physiographic features as well as a geographical location and the nearby landmark that are represented clearly for us. The maps are meant to be the preserving record of the past, which help us to understand the past and perceive the future. So it is also able to say about the past things and which should be preserved for the future also. Map also says about the political boundaries of different countries and states. For example, if we are taking a India map, we are able to see the political boundaries and the water bodies that are surrounded by us. So we are able to recognize where the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, the West Bengal and where the Indian border gets exit and where the particular side of the eastern part and the western part ends. It helps the student to understand the size and shape of various countries and continents. So map also help us to understand the size and shape of various countries and continents. Map. A map is an essential tool. It is an essential tool of a geographer. Map is a representation of the earth as a whole. So it will represent the earth as a whole or also as a part of the earth drawn on flat surface according to a given scale. So we can able to see a whole earth or a part of the earth that is drawn on a flat surface according to a given scale. It can show continent, country, cities and even local areas are drawn with specific details. So a map is able to represent the country, continent, city, local areas that are drawn with the specific details. So it can able to say how much the area is covered and where the location exactly is present and where that particular area is going to get in. It is easy to handle and carry as it can be rolled up or folded. So maps are very easy to carry and it can be folded and also stored in computers. So nowadays we are having app that is example of Google map which will able to show the particular exact location and the point with specific details, etc. Types of map. Maps can be classified on the basis of scale and on the basis of content. On the basis of scale, it can be classified as large scale and small scale. Whereas on the basis of content, it can be classified as physical and cultural maps. Large scale maps show small area in greater detail. For example, if we are going to search for a particular village, it will be able to show the exact details of the villages, how much area it has been covered and what and all the physiographic features and geographical features that are available in that villages and that are drawn on a relatively large scale. So large scale maps will show small areas in a great detail that are drawn on a relatively large scale. In that we are going to see cadastral maps. Cadastral maps are villages and town maps. So these maps are villages and town maps which show individual field and house site. So for example, cadastral maps we can see in the real estate and all, they will able to show the exact location where the plot is presented or where the house site is located, that are called as cadastral maps. Topographical maps. Topographical maps shows small areas in much greater detail about small area. So it is able to explain the smaller area with a great detail. These maps are prepared by Survey of India. So these details are prepared by the survey given by the India. These are also large scale maps which show. So these maps, topographical maps, are also large scale maps which show both natural feature like hill and valley as well as man-made features like building, road and canals. So the cadastral map shows the village and town maps and the exact location of a houses, whereas topographical map will explain the small area in a large detail, and these details will be given by the survey collected by India. Small scale map that show large areas like continent or countries. So the small scale map represent large areas like continent or country. These maps are drawn on 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 kilometer. 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 kilometer. These are called small scale map. Wall maps. Wall maps are small scale maps showing large areas. So it are small scale maps that represent large area. They are useful for students in the classrooms and offices to depict with limited information. For example, if you are taking a India map, it will represent for the student the clear borders and the physical features, geographical features of a various state, and it is also easy to visualize for the students. Next we are going to see about atlas. Atlas is nothing but a collection of maps in a book. So it represents various collection of countries and continents that are represented as a map in one particular book. So it is a collection of map in a book. Atlas map or small scale map covering large areas like continent and countries. Only prominent relief features, main roads and railways, important towns are shown. So in Atlas map, it will able to show the main roads, railways and important towns. So Atlas is nothing but collection of map in a book. Types of Atlas. School Atlas. It contains the map giving sufficient detail of the home and country. So School Atlas will contain map and that will give sufficient details about the home and country. Advanced Atlas contains detailed map of even small region of the continent and are used as reference atlases. So it will say about the detailed explanation of the smaller regions of the continent. Regional Atlas contain detailed map of small areas prepared with a view to help in regional planning. So for example, we are going to visit an exact particular location like Nilgiri or Kodaikanal means it will say the detailed explanation of that region. And National Atlas, it contains detailed map of a country. So the entire countries will be represented in that atlas. The map of a national atlas are comparatively large size and they depict general and characteristic features of the geography of a country. So School Atlas will say about the maps containing the detail about the home and country. Advanced Atlas will say the detailed explanation of small region of the continent, and the Regional Atlas will say the detailed explanation of small areas of regional planning. National Atlas will say the detailed explanation of a country. Map on the basis of content. Physical map shows natural features such as soil, elements, weather and vegetation. Relief map shows topography like mountain, valley, plain. Geological map shows geological structures like rocks and minerals. So for example, in the map we are able to see in which particular place which particular element and rocks are available. Climatic map shows the distribution of temperature, the rainfall, humidity and other elements of weather. Soil map shows the distribution of different type of soil that are found in different places and their properties. Cultural map shows the man-made features. It shows the man-made features that and are called as cultural map. In that we are going to see what is called political map. Political map show the administrative division of a country, state or a district. So it say where the border of that particular state ends and how many kilometer it is covered and all the administrative details of a state or a country. Population map shows the distribution, density and growth of population, occupation, structure and literacy. So the population map shows how much of people are presented in that particular location and the occupation of that region and their literacy rate. Economic map depict the production and distribution of different type of crops, minerals, locations of industries. So it shows about the different types of crops or minerals that are found in that particular places and what and all the industrial things located in that particular places and the flow of commodities. Next we are going to see transportation map. It shows the word itself says it shows the road, railway line and the location of railway station, airport and seaport, etc. Thematic maps represent the distribution of a particular features of a theme and it is spatial variation. So it represents the distribution of a particular features of a theme. Elements of map. Map provide us with a lot of information and one must know how to go through or read a map. It provides the certain features and also help to study the information presented in it. So it also help to read the features and the informations presented in it. The basic element of a map or title. So the title will say every map has a title that describes the information given in the map. So for example, if we are taking India rivers means it will say what and all the rivers that are flowing in India and whichever the river that are flowing in that particular state or location. Next we are going to see direction. In general, maps are drawn with north orientation. It helps us to find other directions on the map like north, east, west and south. So title is nothing but it represents the title of the map, and for example India river which says about the rivers that are flowing across India, and direction which represents the orientation and help us to find the other direction. In general, maps are drawn with the north orientation. It will start from the north orientation and it also help us to represent that other direction like east, west and south. The north is notified by the letter N with an arrow mark. So whenever you are drawing a direction means you must write the direction with the capital letter and it must be represented with an arrow mark. We are going to see about scale. The scale of a map is the ratio between the distance on the map between 2 points. For example, if we want to go for a particular location or we want to search for a particular location in a map means we want to say the starting point and the ending point. So it will calculate the ratio between the distance of 2 points and the actual distance between the two places on the ground. For example, the scale of a map can be represented as 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers. It means 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 10 kilometers. So 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 10 kilometer on the ground. It also helps us to find the distance on the map between 2 points. So scale will represent the distance between the 2 points. Next we are going to see about legend or a key. A legend or a key of a map explains the symbol that are used on it to represent various physical and cultural features. So key is nothing but it explains the symbol that are used to represent various physical and cultural. The common sign and symbols which are internationally accepted are used in maps are called conventional sign and symbol. So the common sign and symbol which are internationally accepted by all the peoples and are used in map are called conventional sign and symbol. Conventional sign and symbol. A sign is a widely used symbol on a map. So it is a widely used symbol on a map. It represents features of the ground. So the Survey of India has standardized some signs and symbols, and there are several colors are commonly used in map that are depicted in the picture as shown. So for roads, it is being represented with a dark red line, whereas in minor road it is represented with a red color with a small line. And the bridges are represented with a red line that shows as a bridge. And the rail gauge, railway meter gauge, river symbols, lake, temple, post office, all these symbols are called as conventional symbols and that are represented in maps and that are used as a common symbol all over the world. Uses of map. Map enable us to know details of the landform. Map help the military personnel to campaign. It is also used in aeroplanes and ships. Maps are also used for weather forecasting. Thank you.